We are in Umbria or Umbria, and I'm cycling to show you guys two beautiful places. One of my favorite really little towns here in Umbria. I said that Castiglione del Lago is small. I said the places that we visited last year, Gubbio, etc. They are much bigger than the two places that I'm gonna show you today. We are going to Panicale and we're going to Paciano. They're situated close to each other, so yeah, in the next two episodes I will show you these two beautiful towns that I visited initially in 2020. I think it was 2020 or 2019. I rented this bike, this monster, which you can see. Can you see it? You can't probably, but anyways, oh yeah, you can see it. For 15 euros a day. So initially I was planning to visit 3 places, but it's not gonna work. It's just too warm. It's currently 32 degrees and I drink a lot of water. Anyways, guys, I hope that we'll learn something together from this adventure and you'll enjoy it. It's gonna be great. See you soon.
Hi everyone, today I rented a bike in Castiglione del Lago, right by the Lake Trasimeno, and pedaled around 14 kilometers to the hill town of Panicale, a beautiful medieval village in Umbria, with amazing views over the lake and peaceful streets you will hardly believe. Panicale is a charming medieval hill town perched above Lake Trasimeno, with origins that go far back in time. Archaeological evidence suggests the area was inhabited in Etruscan times, and over the centuries it became a strategically important settlement due to its commanding views over the lake and natural routes between Umbria and Tuscany. The first reliable mentions of Panicale date back to early Middle Ages, and by the 10th century the town had already gained importance as a fortified center. In 1037 the inhabitants proclaimed themselves a free commune, managing their own affairs along before many other towns in the region. However, in 1201 it fell under the authority of nearby Perugia, which rebuilt and strengthened its walls through the 13th and early 14th centuries to defend against rival cities and armies. Panicale continued to play a role in regional politics and conflict. In 1312 it was strengthened further under Emperor Henry VII, and in the 15th century it experienced economic and artistic growth under the influence of powerful Perugian families. It even hosted Pope Alexander VI in June 1495, followed by other notable visitors, reflecting both its importance and its connection to the wider church. By 1540, Panicale became part of the Papal States, remaining so until Italian unification in the 19th century. Panicale also became a center of Renaissance art, most famously hosting works by Perugino, including the Martyrdom of Saint Sebastian in the Church of San Sebastiano, painted in 1505. First stop, Chiesa della Madonna, della Sbarra, just a short walk from the town center. Built to house a Marian shrine with an image from 1415, this church was completed in 1625 and stands where an old customs post once stood, hence the name, della Sbarra, meaning barrier. Another highlight in Panicale is the Collegiata di San Michele Arcangelo, the oldest church in town, founded between the 10th and 11th century. It was enlarged in 1546 and later took on its Baroque character, with stunning art inside, including a 1590 panel by Giovanni Battista Caporali. After soaking history, I grab a coffee and a sandwich in the main square, Piazza Umberto I. The piazza is the heartbeat of Panicale, quiet, charming, and full of local life. Best part? Almost no tourists, so you really get the authentic Italian village vibe.
So guys, here we are. I just had some gelato, some ice cream, and some sandwich. The main square here in this beautiful Umbrian town. I can totally recommend it. It's even cheaper than Castiglione del Lago, or much cheaper than Perugia, because for everything, for a sandwich with ham and cheese, these are two different flavors of ice cream, and the water I paid €6. And the main square is absolutely beautiful. I absolutely loved it. I spent there around an hour. Apart from that, I hope you just saw this palace behind my back. I can absolutely recommend this place if you want to spend here, I don't know, like even a day, I think.
But the adventure wasn't over. I hopped back on my bike and rode through the rolling Umbrian hills towards Paciano, just a few kilometers south of Panicale. On the way, I stopped at the Convento di San Antonio di Padova, a Franciscan convent founded in 1496 by Pope Alexander VI. It grew from a small hermitage into a full complex with a church, cloister, and gardens, supported by the local communities of Panicale and Paciano. Today, the convent has been beautifully restored and operates an agrotourism site, where visitors can stay, enjoy local food, and experience the Umbrian countryside in a historic setting. A perfect mix of history and modern charm before continuing to Paciano.
When we are in Paciano, and if you've ever been wondering what a sleepy Italian town looks like, it looks like Paciano. There's literally streets are abandoned. There's only one bar. It's smaller than Panicale, but there's a museum, and the museum was open. So look at the streets. This. What around 2 p.m. looks like in most little Italian towns. Literally abandoned. So let's visit together Paciano. We'll visit the museum. We are going to see the town hall and wander the streets and learn something about the history of this place. And then I think I'll be going back to Castiglione del Lago, which is still around, 15 kilometers away. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed, and as always, we'll learn something together. See you soon.
Paciano is another medieval jewel, just a few kilometers south of Panicale. Its history, though quieter in the broader sweep of Italian politics, is no less fascinating. The first recorded references to Paciano date back to documents from 917 AD, when the early settlement, now known as Paciano Vecchio, is mentioned in imperial decrees. The origins of the town's name are linked by some scholars to the Roman god Janus, and these early religious associations point to the very deep roots of the site. Over the 12th century, Paciano fell under the sphere of influence of the powerful nearby cities of Chiesa and Perugia, typical of many hilltop Umbrian communities in the Middle Ages. During the 14th century, the current village began to grow into a proper fortified center with 3 main streets and defensive walls. In 1373, it was briefly under the control of Guglielmo the Beaufort, a noble linked to Pope Clement V, before returning to Perugian influence. Paciano's castle and walls helped define its identity as a defensive and agricultural community, guarding access across the Trasimeno hills. By the 15th and early 16th centuries, Paciano was fully part of the Papal States, with local nobles and families maintaining palaces, churches, and civic buildings. Over the centuries, it withstood various political changes, including brief periods under the Roman Republic in 1798 and Napoleonic rule, before choosing annexation to the Kingdom of Italy in 1860. Today, Paciano preserves its medieval urban structure, with ancient walls, 3 gates, and historic churches such as San Giuseppe, Madonna, della. Its tranquility reflects centuries of continuity, rooted in agricultural life, local traditions, and the rhythms of Umbrian history. All in all, the trip was about 32.6 kilometers of cycling, 13.5 from Castiglione del Lago to Panicale, 5.7 to Paciano, and 13.4 back to Castiglione. After Paciano, it was time to return to Castiglione, which is why I only rented the bike for one full day. Riding in 35 degrees was challenging since I don't usually cycle long distances, but it was absolutely worth it. I started around 9 a.m. and finished at 5 p.m., taking several long breaks along the way. It was also a great chance to really observe the beautiful Umbrian countryside. Cost: bike rental 15 euros, breakfast in Castiglione del Lago 3 euros, early lunch in Panicale 6 euros, snacks in Paciano 3 euros, water 4 euros, total 27 euros. What can we learn? We can learn that exploring small, typical Umbrian towns offers a unique mix of fascinating history, local myths, and breathtaking natural landscapes. Above all, it teaches us to appreciate the peace, silence, and slow rhythm of life that these villages preserve. And before you go, a quick plug. Don't forget to check out my upcoming podcast, Italia Inside Out, available on Spotify, where I'll dive into Italy's hidden gems, fascinating history, and local stories from every corner of the country. See you in the next episode. Keep dreaming, keep exploring, and keep living your best life. Ciao.